Right, first of all, I know you guys know I don't play League of Legends, but when I thought of Gnar, I didn't know what Gnar looked like. This is not what I expected, chat, for somebody called Gnar. I expected one of these, chat. What do you guys expect from a name like Gnar? Something gnarly, something like a gnome troll. I was thinking like a troll that's a gnome. That's evil. That's what? That's what I expected. I don't know what League of Legends was thinking, but they kind of like dropped the ball on this. It's way too cute to be called Gnar. This should be called like they should rename this Fluffy. Fluffy the champion. It even sounds like Fluffy, dude. Has a teensy anger problem. Oh, so cute. 4 mana 3/3 stats suck. Quick attack makes up for it a little bit. Strike, create a pokey stick in hand. Or if you have one, reduces cost by 1? Not fleeting? Wait, it's a 4/3? It's a typo? Round end. You've damn it. What? He insta levels as well? You know who's gonna have an anger problem? Me facing this. I'm gonna have anger problems, chat. I will have the anger problems. Not him. He's gonna be happy winning the game. Yeah, that's a 4/3 quick attack end round insta level pokey stick in hand generate. Oh my god. Oh, that's more like it. Now we're talking, boys. Mega Gnar. Crit the strongest enemy vulnerable. Round end. If I've seen you start the round with attack token. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. He de-levels if I've seen you start the round with an attack token. So on your opponent's turn becomes mini Gnar. That's very cool. Right, this is a little bit weird though. 29 seconds in. Because once he's leveled up, don't you have only Mega Gnars in hand? Like, let's say this dies or whatever. What do you have? You have Mega Gnars in hand, right? Because they've all leveled up. All of them should be base Mega Gnars in hand at that point. Yes. Why would you have Gnar? They should be Mega Gnars. They transform back. Not in hand, though. Yeah, in hand, they should be Mega Gnars. And then they'll transform into Gnars on board, obviously.
Chief constantly buffs him +1/+1.
That's true. That is true. This is so cool. Jesus. Oh my god, the board. Do you guys hear the board? What board is that? But don't we already have this board? Why does it sound so cool? Like a jungle theme. It's not this board. Is this trailer music? That's his theme. I hope we have a board with that music. That's pretty solid. I can dig to this. It's a cool theme.
You are no longer a cobbled friend.
They'll never know what hit him.
When he keeps all his buffs, that's a good point as well. Overwhelm? No, not that. Overwhelm! Overwhelm, you papaya! So bad at the game. Oh, wait. Wait, why'd he level there? Wait. Oh, the round ended. I see. So this vulnerable thing only happens once. Actually, no, you level up multiple times. You level multiple times. This guy actually levels up more than once. He just levels up every turn. Boom, boom, boom. It's leveling always. That's very interesting. Grant is permanent. It's not just give.
By the way, Gnar wasn't the champ supposed to be revealed here, it was minitee.
Create a pokey stick in hand, or if you have one, reduces cost by 1. It's a 4/3. That's a lot stronger. Pretty solid card. This create a pokey stick is insane. Insane value. Because pokey stick is a great card. Insane value overall. And if you have one in hand, it costs 1 afterwards. This is crazy. This is quite strong. Quick attack, overwhelm, granting vulnerable. Yeah, just very strong mid-range. I like it. Okay, this is important. What is Gnar's Wallop? Deal 1 damage. Deal 1 to an enemy and stun. That's not bad, actually. That's not a bad champion card. It's very good for combat when you have overwhelm. Like, this is just 6 damage to face if you stun whatever blocks it. So, that's very solid. It's a nice way to ping effect as well if you need to ping something that's annoying. Yeah, solid card. Solid champion card. You never... I don't think you main... Do you main deck this? You maybe even... Do you ever main deck this? In some decks, you might main deck this. Maybe. In some, like, ultra stall control decks. But it's very hard to justify it. Interesting card. Definitely a good champion card, though. Because you're playing Overwhelm already. Primal Strength. 4 mana burst. That already makes me scared. Yeah, isn't Flame Splitter better? No, 3 mana would have been broken. You can't balance this around 3 mana. 3 mana, this would be broken beyond belief. Chat, please. Please think before you speak. Imagine if this costs 3 mana and then you play Zed into Primal Strength on mana 3 and you attack with double Zed. They're all 5/5s impact. Like, come on, chat. Like, it breaks my heart, these suggestions. No, please, no. Please. Anyway, this is... it's basically. Grant is strong. Yeah, Grant is strong. I don't know. I'm not sold. Granting impact is not that big of a deal at the moment. That's first thing first. When I saw this, all I thought was this is Scion, right? I mean, it just reminded me of Scion, like same mana cost, same face, because Scion's always a minitee. That threw me off a little bit, and then it evolves as well. Like it just threw me off. All right, let's have a look. What is this? Minitee. 7 mana 6/6 horrible statotos. If you've damaged enemy nexus this round, transform me into megatee.
The 3/3 was minitee.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Megatee. Impact 8/8. Horrible stats. Round start. Transform the Oh no, dude. What the hell, Chad? This even goes through Spell Shield. Like, there's no way to stop it. What? And it's the strongest enemy. Like, no, seriously. This even goes through Spell Shield. You can't even prevent it. You drop Asol on board. It's like, what do you do when this is on the board? You have no win conditions. I'm confused. It's at the start of the turn as well. Because this is round end. Boom, it happens in the first round.
Riot was listening when you said that Minimorph should transform, silence and then kill the minitee. Just that they weren't so heartless and said, okay, you can't block.
Oh! I didn't even read the part it can't block! What? What? I didn't even read this part! I'm gonna fix the card. No. I'm gonna fix the card, chat. I don't know what else to say, dude. Now it represents everything Riot wanted it to be. Just don't play good units. Yeah, let's just make a card that doesn't allow your opponent to play their good units. I mean, how are they gonna win though? With their bad units? That's genius. You know what? Riot needs more men like him or women like her in their workforce. I mean, it's exactly what they said. Somebody designed this card, and there was Jimmy, but how do I win without my good units? And then Karen was like, you win with your bad units. What do you mean? Just play your bad units instead. Oh, Oh! You know how you beat this card? You don't play any good units. That's right. You only play bad units. From now on, when you craft your decks and you go new deck, you ask yourself, can I put in some Omen Hawks? Nope, it's too good of a unit. No, let's put some Shadow Fiends. Oh, that's beautiful. He'll never want to turn this into a mini-morph. What are some other bad units I can throw into the deck? You know what? Oh, there's one. That never sees play. This is going to be... that's how you beat that deck, because, I mean, at that point, every one of these, you're actually getting value. You're getting buffs. Get out of here with your failed logic. Don't play your good units. It pushes people away from control decks, which leaves Ari Cannon... I know. Alright, let's... all memes aside, let's think about this. This needs a major nerf. In my opinion, I'll give a good example for this. Right here. This needs the exact same treatment.
I really don't think megatee is a good card, but it is super annoying and stops you playing some archetypes, so I think it should be removed or reworked in future patches.
Exactly. So, they need it... Thank you for the bits,
Just
guys.
run Iceborne minitee long.
What they need to do is give the Curious Shellfolk treatment. I'm fine with the cards being super strong like this, but the problem is 6 HP is just almost impossible to kill. You need hard removal. You need a Vengeance this, right? You need something like Vengeance. And if they're being annoying, they have something like 3 mana cost Revive or something, you just can't get rid of it, and then you just lose the game. This should have been like a 4/4. And then you can make it an 8/8. Like, you have Transform, right? This is actually transforming. So, you can give this bad stats and still have a very good payoff if it survives a turn, but 6 HP is too high.
Just minimorph it KEKW.
It's good. Just mini-morph it. Like, yeah, this needs to be easier to remove. It's like, 6 HP in Runeterra is like the god HP status. 6 HP is literally the cutoff where it's almost impossible to kill something. That's basically the cutoff. 5 HP is semi-killable. 4 HP is really easy to kill. 3 HP is super easy. 2 HP is the easiest. 1 HP is like free. But 6 HP, it's so few ways to deal 6 damage. There's a couple of ways to deal 5. There's a lot of ways to deal 4 using 2 different cards. You drop this on 7 and you lose the game. Versus aggro. But how do you ever have... I mean... For example, yeah. It's just... It's super rough. You want to be an annoying person? You know what you know what you do? Imagine this is minitee. Okay? So, imagine you put this together with Miscall. Right? And then in order for Miscall to actually make sense, you just play Vagar Senna. You pop this into Vagar Senna deck. How will any mid-range or late game... I mean, sorry, no. How will any late game deck ever survive? How do you deal with that? Like, and you can't even properly Vengeance it or something because you have Missed Calls being run in this deck for free, because Missed Call is actually a decent card in Vagar Senna. Like, something like this. Just one idea. How do you ever deal with that? How do you ever play a deck that revolves around higher cost units? Recall it? I mean, I guess you can recall it and then just replay it. Because this is... You have to recall it the turn they play it. I mean, you got to kill it, but... Like, there's so few ways to deal with Missed Call, for example. I mean, I don't know. It's just... Equinox. It obviously depends what region you're playing. Ah, this card is going to be so annoying to play against. I am not a fan, chat. The worst part is the following. What if you play like... Okay, listen. Here's another example. What if you play this like a reactionary card? So, for example, it's mana 10. You're an Aurelian Soul player. You have Aurelian Soul in your hand. Can you drop Aurelian Soul down? Then they just play minitee and your Aurelian Soul's dead. I mean, they don't have to play it first. They can play it second. They can wait for you to play your big unit. How do you ever play like 8 cost cards? They just float 7 mana. I'm just gonna float 7 mana all day. You drop an 8 cost unit, I drop this, your unit's gone. At least Aesol levels up, doesn't matter, turns into a 3/3. How do you ever play an expensive unit? How do you play Trinimir? Trinimir doesn't even level up, he just turns into a 3/3. It has to transform, it happens at the end of the round. I mean, I guess you gotta deal damage to enemy nexus, that's a good point. It's not instant, that's a good point. That is true. But in this region, you have Pokesticks, you have so many ways to do it. You know what I would have preferred? Let me give Riot an idea. I've seen you damage the enemy nexus this round. I think that would be better. At least then, you can't drop this at the end, right? And just like, ha, gotcha. You still have to do something after you drop this to deal damage to enemy nexus. So at that point, you can play around it. Now you can notify the damage. You can do something to prevent it. You can't open attack, hit the enemy nexus, and then threaten to float minitee. That would be a good way to do it. Because then, if it's I've seen you damage the enemy nexus, there's a lot of play around. There's a lot of play around. Because then they drop the minitee, you know you have to block everything if you have no removal. Like, you know you're playing around minitee. So you have to block all the units. You have to prevent combat damage to face, etc. But if it's like this, and you can, yeah, impact, doesn't matter. You know what you're playing around, right? So you gotta drop it before you attack. And if you have to drop it before you attack, well, if you have no way to prevent it, maybe you're not gonna drop your big drop either. But a solution would be 5/5 stats and spell shield. Excuse me? That would make it stronger. 5/5 spell shield? What? How do you kill it then? Dude, I mean, there's like... Honestly. They're all gone, dude. Nope. Oh no. All your dreams. Yo, what's up, Nasus?
When are these cards coming out?
Listen, I heard you have a triple ascended Nasus with spell shield and nope. You're turning into a seal whether you like it or not. It's over, Nasus. What, Nautilus? Nautilus, you can't even block, brother. Scion? Next time, maybe. My goodness. I mean, yeah, Scion you attack when he drops, obviously. But still. You just... Yeah, it's crazy. Here's the thing. The thing about this that I'm not happy about is because this is actually pretty bad versus aggro, right? So this is actually trash versus aggro. Like, this card actually sucks versus aggro. So here's the funny thing. It hurts control and it helps aggro. Because aggro loves to see it. I don't know, man. I don't know. So it's not even a card you want to run in control decks. Because it does nothing versus aggro metas. So it's just... It's making the aggro meta stronger. And it's a bad... So control decks don't want to run it. I don't understand. Isn't it easily removable for control decks? No, do you not see that this is 6 HP? You know how hard it is to remove 6 HP on a reactionary card? Like, you don't play this and then wait for your opponent to do something on full mana, no. You wait for your opponent to play their big threat, then you drop it and you laugh at their face. Does aggro want to run a 7 mana cost do nothing? Let's not do nothing, but this is not an aggro card, obviously. I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm not even sure if it's a great card, it's just an oppressive card. I wonder if you can make a deck that revolves around this card. I'm actually pretty sure you could. I'm pretty sure you could actually... You know, I think this fits in Darkness. I think Darkness is going to be one of the best decks for this card. You can play minitee as a win condition. The idea behind minitee win condition is your opponent can't play big threats. And what you want to do is you just want to heal and delay until you win the game. Because this guy trades literally with 3 units by himself. So you want to have healing, drainage, and removal. This is super value. I don't think you play ramp with this. No. No, you want to be able to, like... So, I guess it would be a... There's a couple of ways to approach it. I really do think it fits really well with the 3 mana cost to revive a dead unit. Because this is super prime removal target. And if you have 3 mana revive this, I don't see how you're killing 2 of them. That's 12 HP worth of killing you gotta do. You gotta, like, double Vengeance or something. This fits super well into Darkness, I think. I think, like, you would have to modify the Darkness deck a bit in order to be able to actually deal face damage. Because you only need to ping face once for it to level up. After that, you don't need to do any more pings. So even only one, You might even play this with Gnar, right? I don't see why not. Gnar is actually... Gnar doesn't have to be aggro. I know Gnar looks aggro, but Gnar can be a control champion because Gnar has, it grants vulnerable, and then it has a quick attack remover, right? Which is amazing. It can remove via quick attack versus vulnerable, and it gives you free Poké Sticks. Like, Gnar can be super control for value. Yeah, I mean, you can run him as aggro. You can run Gnar as many things. But, Gnar just generating Poké Sticks for free is insane. And those aren't even fleeting Poké Sticks. You can hold on to them. What if you don't have ping or not? Well, I mean, hopefully then you have a board and you attack and you hit face with the board. Maybe you can play impact units that guarantee it. You don't really even need to build around it. Like, you're going to be dealing face damage eventually, and then you just drop it the turn you deal face damage. I'm gonna definitely build decks with megatee. It's just, I don't want to play against it. I really don't want to play against this card. It's so hard to remove. Alright, anyway. Anyway, that's the last card. I might be overreacting a little bit to it. I don't know if I am. I mean, maybe it's going to be fine. I'm trying to think how annoying it is when he drops this on 7. It's just annoying if he's banking 7 mana, but if you're a control deck, you kind of want to be passing anyway to mana 10. And then you need a way to deal with this late game. I guess if you're playing Ionia, it's not that big of a deal because you have a lot of, like, Will of Ionias. Maybe. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. You've got ways to deal with this. What if you're not playing Ionia? What if you're playing War Mothers, for example? I guess Vengeance is your only answer. That means you can't play War Mothers on your opponent's turn. That's a pretty big deal breaker, not be able to play War Mothers on your opponent's turn. Or even play any units on your opponent's turn. Yeah, this is going to beat up on War Mothers. This plus, like, Minimorphs together is going to be insane. The thing I really hate about this is it goes through Spell Shield. Like, there's no defensive counterplay. Like, what if you're playing a buff... How do you play buff units decks with this? Like, see, not every deck runs hard removal. You know what's really cool about Gnar? The fact that it's one of the easiest champions to level up in the game. You can level him on the turn you drop him pretty much every time if he doesn't die. And if that's the case, aren't there some pretty cool, like, when your champions are leveled? Like, for example... Absolver becomes stronger, right? You have Council actually being a lot stronger as well. You have Mr. Destined Poro being stronger as well. Voices of the Risen's a lot stronger. Like, it's a cool idea, and all of that is in Shurima, so something to think about, something to consider. Like, these are all considerations, right? I mean, this kind of sucks, but still. Yeah, what if you played Gnar Poros? Gnar Poros? Would that ever work? No, you need Freljord. Gnar is Freljord? Oh my god. Wait, Gnar is Freljord. Oh my god. Okay, dude. Maybe Gnar Poros. That actually might not be that bad. But are you really going Destined Poro, which means going Shurima? I don't even think it's worth it. Like 3 keywords and a 2/2 stats. It's probably not enough. It's only good for the fluff, yeah. Play the 1/6 heal, yeah. The 1/6 heal is kind of cool. I wonder if this would be good. Like, this is a card that's almost never played because it's kind of difficult to get this to go off. But it's super high value. Like, it messes with a lot of matchups because this is just long-term super high value. It heals not only your Nexus, but your champions. Maybe. Absolver is all of a sudden much stronger as well. Can you see Gnar and Ezreal being a thing for the Pokestick generation? But the thing is, don't you want a Pokestick face quite often in order to level up Gnar? So I'm not sure about that.
Yo, how's it going, Grappler?
I'm pretty good, man. How are you doing?
It's been a minute, homie.
It has.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's nice. I heard you were a little sick too, eh? Are you?
Yeah. I'm like 90% sure I had COVID, but it was very short. I had 2 days of bad symptoms and that's it. I'm like 95% now.
Oh yeah, that's nothing, dude. I was out for like weeks.
Jesus, I can't imagine.
Oh yeah, no, I still have a cough. Like, I can't shake this. Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah, I was pissed off because it happened literally like on the 12th or 13th. I'm like, crap, expansion's about to hit. What the hell?
Yeah.
But yeah, I recovered pretty fast. Dude, what do you think of this freaking minitee card? I'm looking at it, I don't know how to feel. Like, people telling me I'm overreacting. Maybe I am overreacting. I might be.
You're overreacting.
Am I?
I mean, the card's not bad. Like, it might make sense in some deck.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are like comparing it to Minimorph, and this does like none of the things that Minimorph does.
Well, to be fair, it goes through Spell Shield, and if you play it reactively to big units, how do you stop it?
I think it's like, I don't know. This card feels to me much more like one of those like late game value engines that can like slowly start to curve out the game. It's like Viego kind of vibes.
But
like
Viego already leveled basically, almost.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's super easy to level.
The card is good, but like, I don't know. A lot of people compare it to Minimorph just because it does the same thing as Minimorph.
It's not a Minimorph.
Minimorph does what it does because of the way it does it. You know, like
exactly.
When you look at every single card that Minimorph counters, minitee won't counter.
Agreed. Oh no, 100. Well, I mean, it will, just in a different way, right?
Yeah, it can. It depends like how the game goes, but I don't know.
For example, let's say it's my attack, and my opponent's playing War Mother's Call, and he has mana for War Mothers, and I have 7 mana. Can he play War Mothers?
You mean like he
Sorry. Can he play Field of Rush? Let's say it's my attack token, and I have 7 mana left, and I pass, and my opponent has 12 mana. Can he play Field of Rush?
No.
Right?
Not if you're running a deck that has minitee in it.
Exactly. Or like, can you play Aurelion Soul on mana 10? Or even if like you reduced it on mana, what is it, 8? Can you play A Soul? If I have 7 mana to drop something after?
No, but you would need to have like banked spell mana or like have dealt damage to the Nexus.
Sure.
It's a solid card. Like, I don't know what deck you'd fit it in though, you know?
I was thinking, I think it fits kind of decently in Darkness, because you have the 3 mana cost Revive already run as multiple times pretty often, and it's pretty strong with that card.
Yeah.
It's a very good
I don't
target
think the
for
card is bad, for sure. Like, I think people will mess around with it. People will build like Shadow Isles control decks using it, and like Ionia Bandle control decks using it. Like people will try to do stuff with like Green Glade Lookout, you know, which
possibly. Nah, I don't know. I don't know if I play with, but yeah, I can see it. I just think it's oppressive, man. I think it's oppressive to like buff archetypes. How do you build like buff units around that?
I think it's pretty good, but like it still has a lot of setup, and like anything that's gonna like buff big units like at the start of stuff like turn 8 is I don't know, like those decks are usually like already on a closeout, or they should have an answer if you're gonna. It's kind of like Leviathan, where like you know, Leviathan can like also lock out a board, but like when they spend their entire turn like committing the Leviathan, because you know.
Sorry, who's Leviathan?
Leviathan's the Swain boat, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
like
sure.
It's like that. Like any deck is gonna potentially have a re-answer to this, like if they know this is in the deck, which they would, you know. So it's like, I think it's aight.
I mean, I don't think it's overpowered. Don't get me wrong. I think it loses pretty, like it's a trash card versus aggro, and we're seeing tons of aggro. Like it's lose the game on mana 7 if you play it. Versus aggro. You're literally buffing their units almost. So
yeah. I guess like my perspective is I don't feel like this card is oppressive in the same way that something like Hush or Minimorph is. Like those cards lock out entire decks or concepts from existing, whereas this card is like honestly pretty solid, and it might be favorable into some decks, but like every deck is gonna have like a potential answer to this, whether it's like accelerating over this, making sure you don't let yourself take Nexus damage on 7, saving spell mana to like answer this when they spend their entire mana pool on this, you know?
Yeah, you're probably right about that. It definitely isn't as oppressive as Minimorph.
It's good. I'm honestly like fairly happy. Like it sounds weird because like everyone knows Bandle City is bullshit and everyone knows Minimorph is bullshit. So like it's weird that I'm looking at this card and I hate Minimorph and I hate Bandle City.
Yeah.
But like I'm pretty happy with this card. Like this isn't really like hitting any broken Bandle decks, and it's not doing literally anything that I mind from what Minimorph is doing.
I kind of mind it because it goes through Spell Shield, and you just have, like, you have to remove it. You can't really do anything on your end to reactively stop it. So
I would probably prefer if it didn't go through Spell Shield. Like, I agree with that.
Okay, so here's my, like, if it had one little change, I think if the minitee had to see you do damage to the Nexus, I'd be fine with that as a level up condition. My problem is you can just, like, you open attack, you do 1 damage, and then you just float mana.
Yeah, no, that I agree with. For sure,
like that one little change would be good. Like if you can drop it, then I can decide. You know what? I gotta either prevent damage or kill it. I think that's fine because you can react to it.
Yeah, exactly. Like force them to bank 9 mana for this plus pokey instead of just 7.
Or then you can at least play something like Nopify, because they pokey first and like, well, does he have it or not? Am I really gonna Nopify this pokey or deny this pokey? You know?
Yeah. No, exactly. What do you think about this this Gnar card?
Dude, it's pretty all over the place. Like, you can do everything, right? It's really decent.
Yeah, I think it's bonkers.
Is it broken though? I don't know. I think it's really strong. You can play it in control. You can play it in semi-aggro, like really early mid-range. But is it broken?
I think it's very, very good. I'm not gonna say it's a 3 of auto include in every Bandle deck ever, because it's definitely not. But like, it's very good. There's a lot of decks that, like, most Bandle decks will use this.
Yeah,
like,
he is very solid.
Like,
super high value.
Yeah.
Only thing to consider though is like 4 mana 3 HP is negative tempo if you're getting removal, right? So that's always classically been, like, isn't it? Like, what champion that has less HP than mana cost has ever been successful? That's like a value generator.
I think that, okay, so like there's a big difference between like the 2 HP and the 3 HP though. Because like the 2 HP dies to a lot of things, and like the classic meme is Mystic Shot, but like there's a lot of things that just do 2 damage. Like Fleet Feather Tracker is gonna trade into you easily. Fucking Death Stand from Swain. 3 HP is like, yeah, you can kill this positively, but like if they get excited, they discarded a card, you know. If they used like most things that deal 3 damage, like Gosh or Aftershock, or like, you know, those kinds of things, it's an even trade, right?
Yeah, but like now we even have that 2 mana cost card dealing 3 damage if you've drawn. We've gotten more 3 damages. Like back in the day, 3 was much tougher to do than it is today.
Sure. Yeah, it's a card that like does have the ability to like go negative a little bit, but I mean it's pretty rare. Like 3 is a safe. Like 4 mana for 3 health is the floor for value on this is totally fine. Like sometimes you're down.
No, I agree. I still think it's good. I just think it holds it back from being like OP. Because I think the meta can shift to really punishing that negative tempo. Because you want to have tempo in that deck.
Can't protect it.
Say what?
Especially because Bandle decks can't protect it, right?
Yeah,
you know?
and if you try to protect it, you can't Pokey Stick that turn, so you can't level it either.
Yeah. No, he's very good though. I'm a little scared of Gnar. Like,
I think he's very good too.
Buffing like most, especially like, you know, running 2 Gnar and like Bandle Tree. Suddenly that deck does get even better.
And the Grant Vulnerable is really strong too, especially because he gets quick attack the next turn. Like that's really hard to deal with. You're gonna lose your signature units really easily.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely strong. He's quite strong. I just think maybe the 3 HP keeps him in check to an extent.
I think most of the cards in this expansion are not really gonna affect the competitive meta though. Like a lot of the Freljord ones. I'm not.
I think Gnar will, dude. Don't you think so?
Yeah, Gnar will. Gnar, sorry, for sure, Gnar. But like, I just mean like when we're scrolling down through like the list of cards, like a lot of the like Udyr package.
Oh
and,
yeah.
You know, half the
call me
cards.
crazy. I saw Myway talking about it as well. I think the frog is going to be good, man. That frog, I'm serious.
Wow.
One damage to everything, start of turn where you can't buff stuff out of range. Like, Ari Kennan's going to suffer. It has to, like, preemptively keep recalling that. And Ari Kennan always wants to keep recalls for combat denies.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good counter to a deck like that, for sure.
But, like, in general, what are we running into these days? It is a lot of aggro. And one AoE is just, like, in its start of turn, like, it's basically a ravine. Because on one hand, you're only doing one. On the other hand, your units don't take any damage. And the stat line is fantastic as well. Like, it's overstated.
Yeah.
So I think that card is really a little bit sleeper for most people. I think it's going to be a solid card to just drop in there.
Yeah, I think that, like, Spotted Toad, and you might be able to run Teeny Dactyl in, like, poke style burn decks.
Yeah, although I consider them, like, different in their purpose.
Exactly, yeah. And, like, Teeny Dactyl is much more of, like, that pressure card, and Spotted Toad is more mid-rangey.
For sure. I think I can even see myself playing Spotted Toad in some control decks. Maybe.
Yeah. No, I can see it. Like any deck that's trying to like build around to minitee as a win condition with that Bandle control ML. You could totally run Spotted Toad in that. Yeah,
for sure.
Obviously, Udyr and all of his cards suck.
What's with his HP, man? Like 4/4 stats.
Yeah, let's talk. We can look. What's with his level up condition? What's with his champion spell? What's with his everything? Like, His champion spells worse than Maokai's.
You know what? I think I saw it on Reddit or I saw it on Twitter. Compare him to the 5-mana 5/5 that generates a lucky find on strike. I mean,
Right. Yeah,
it's literally a better
that's what we
Udyr.
were saying. Yeah, exactly. It's so crazy. It's literally you versus the guy she tells you
Yeah,
not to worry
yeah,
about. Like, what the
exactly.
fuck? That's so nuts.
It is. It is. I'm pretty sure they have to buff him eventually.
Yeah. No. 100%.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Udyr's what is the spell called? The 6-cost one that gives you double.
Shaman's Call.
Yeah, Shaman's Call. I think a card is going to see play in decks, just not in Udyr decks. You're going to see it in other places though. Have you thought about that card with Karma? You get 8.
Yeah.
You get 8 of them, dude. Jesus.
Right.
It's a lot of
pretty
buffs.
funny.
I wonder if it's actually viable to win games with.
I mean, it's pretty cute. Like, Karma Freljord is a deck that is looking for a way to close out games, I guess.
Yeah. Are there
not,
any spell
like-
shield units you would use that on just to like mega buff one unit and go all in?
I don't think of it in those colors, no.
It is Freljord, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe Tryndamere, but Karma Tryndamere sounds really weird.
Honestly, you know what card I'm just most looking forward to, like out of all of these by far?
Which one?
It's just Papercraft Dragon, this double attack attacher. Yum.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's interesting. All right. I'm gonna tell you, if we're playing games on some kind of early access client that might or might not exist tomorrow, like you might be playing against this card a little bit, just so you know. Like, yeah, this card's crazy.
Transform doesn't affect that, right? It just keeps double attack.
Yeah, it just keeps double attack.
Yeah.
You build it. The funniest is that, like, okay, so like when they hush or when they mini morph it affects the base unit, but not the +2/+2 or the double attack. So like you both of my decks, I built one with Might and one with Absolver, so that when they like mini morph this, I just give it Overwhelm again and they just die. Like they turn my unit into a 5/5 minitee with double attack, and I absolve it up to 9 attack, and they're just dead to the minitee.
Yeah, it's that's something. Don't worry though, I'm gonna come in with a stun deck. It's gonna have like 18 stuns out of 40 cards. You're gonna say, what the hell is this, Grappler? Stun Runation deck, you can't do that. I'm like, well, why not? I run stuns and Runations. That's my play style.
It's toxic.
What champ base were you thinking for that?
I have one
Sitter?
with like Fizz and Riven.
Riven,
and I have
that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's like pretty good. It's like a semi Fizz buff deck as well.
Sure.
And I have one with like Ziggs and Gnar in like Shurima Bandle. Slap it on Ruin Runner and you're good to go.
Ooh, that's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, Ruin Runner's back, baby.
Yeah, you already got the Overwhelm set. Yeah, I was thinking that with what's his face, Gnar, you can also use what is it called, the 2-mana cost? Gain Overwhelm, double buff, +4 attack, the spell. The one that gives Overwhelm, the 2-cost one. When champion levels.
Absolver?
Yeah, Absolver. Like,
Yeah.
Gnar auto activates Absolver in like 1 turn. Like, you just level so easily.
That's why Gnar is in that deck. The one that I was just saying, it's like it's running Gnar and 3 Absolver, and like Absolver's always online.
I was just talking about that
funny.
when I saw Gnar, that he activates Absolver super easily. It's looking to be a fun expansion. I just gotta say though, man, I think this is more your kind of expansion than mine. I have not seen any control stuff, almost. At least viable.
I'm not really gonna have that much fun this expansion, Grappler.
You don't think so?
I mean, I like one card in this entire expansion, Grappler.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'll build like 2 or 3 decks with that card, but I mean,
all right.
And I might, but like, no. This expansion is, it's I mean, there's not too much to do, like even like Shield of Durand Fiora Copium is like, that's already ran out.
I thought this was a good expansion for you. A lot of aggro options, or at least like mid-range aggro options.
I personally like a very specific type of like aggro combo degeneracy, and like that's Papercraft Dragon in a nutshell. Like some kind of fast blowout kill combo is like my kind of thing, and like I will build 3 or 4 Papercraft Dragon decks. Cephalopod was building it at like Freljord. I'll mess around with stuff like that. I love this card. but I don't think there's like too much else here that really fits my playstyle.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of cards that can have fun building around. There is the minitee, even though I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it could be fun to build decks around it. I think darkness would be solid with it. I think, didn't we see like a really cool, nothing like super fearsome to everything in your deck? War Mothers would be kind of cool. You don't even have to run like Overwhelm at that point. You could just build a wide board.
I'm honestly kind of surprised you don't like minitee, because like it seems kind of like your kind of card.
I like it. I like it. I just don't like the fact that it's it goes online for free almost, and I just think it's it should be a little bit harder to make go online, and then you get the payoff.
I think you might have fun with this. I mean, you like the control attrition play style, and like
Like, I mean, I'll have fun. I just want to face it.
The thing is, like, you know, me and you, men of culture, you know, we've complained about Hush, we've complained about Minimorph, you know, and like I think a lot of people think that us complaining about this cards is because we don't like counter cards, but it's literally the opposite. Like, the reason Hush and Minimorph are problematic is because they aren't conducive to getting countered themselves. While they counter other cards, they are inherently uncounterable. And it's because you and I like the idea of counters that we don't like the idea of uncounterable counters. Counters should be counterable. And minitee is very counterable. Like, you know, there's a lot of ways to play around this. It's very fair. It's good, but it's fair. Like, I have no problems with minitee.
I'd like it to be a little bit changed, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Chat says you say counter a lot.
Yeah. No, I mean, overall, I'm glad, you know, we're getting some cool new Vandal City cards. Nice representation.
Have you been streaming much? I think you've not been streaming that much, have you?
I took like a month-long break that I basically just got back from.
What have you been doing all this time?
I mean, well, I got for like 2.5 weeks. Like,
how dare you?
No, I was like pretty out of it, dude. Like, I was like dying, and you know.
Jesus.
And like, yeah.
Was
part
it
of
COVID?
that was like, no. It was some kind of sickness. I have no idea how sickness works. People are always asking, like, you know, is it the flu? Is it a cold? And like, my throat hurts and I feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Sick is sick. Like, but like, I took like a COVID test and it was negative.
Gotcha. I mean, sometimes you just give negative, and even though you had it.
That's true. Maybe it was COVID. Who knows?
I'm sure you're gonna recover well soon enough.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get you in phenomenal shape with the 6-pack? When's that gonna happen, Swim? 6-pack Swimothy.
I do still need to get jacked.
I'm serious though. When is it gonna happen? You just gotta choose.
All right.
You gotta decide. I want to be jacked. I want to have abs visible to the world.
Abs visible to the world, huh?
Yeah, man.
Let's see, what is it? February 14th. All right. I'm thinking I will have a 6-pack April. April
2020 what?
2025.
2025? Yeah. All right. All right. That's a good one. Chat says April 1st would be better.
Oh, God damn it.
Yo, thank you, Cheesecake, for 16 months.
Like I messed around with a ton of concepts earlier, and there's like there's a bunch of like older things you can build that are cool. This attach keyword is really interesting.
It is. I kept thinking, like, I mean, I know it's not going to be that way because it would make no sense, but for me, attached, the way it's worded, like, it should just give infinite spell shield if the unit has spell shield, even though I know that can't be right. Because like if you can't hush and overwhelm, how can you hush a spell shield? You know?
Yeah.
Like, the original unit should not be losing spell shield if it's not losing overwhelm. Or am I wrong
actually,
here?
like, I'm apparently there's a lot of like really bizarre interactions that attach has. I'm gonna like make a video like compiling them. Honestly, not even like for the sake of information, because these are like really fringe mechanics. This would be more of like a making fun of like how ridiculous and arbitrary some of these exceptions are. Like, it's kind of whack. Like, silences, hush. The silences don't stop the attached unit, but like frostbites do. Like, frostbite will set it to 0. You know, like, obliterates, remove it.
Well, frostbite is all about minus attack, right? If it has 5 attack, it just gives it a -5 attack stat.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
But like, I mean, it does make sense in that way, but there's like a lot of things about like how the keyword is written that it literally goes against. Like it says when it leaves the board, go back to hand, but if the base unit gets obliterated instead of killed, then the attached unit dies, which is
I mean that is weird. That is very weird.
And also, like, if it gets possession onto the other side of the board, it bounces to hand.
Back, which it shouldn't do, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I found weird? What was it? I forgot. Never mind. Go ahead.
Mask Mother will absorb all of the stats. Like, if you put, like, Papercraft Dragon on something and then, like, Mask Mother the whole thing, like,
it'll just bounce back to hand, right?
Yeah, the Papercraft Dragon goes back to your hand. Like, Mask Mother absorbs double attack and the +2/+2 and the base stats.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a pretty cool combo.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember when I had like 2 Sejuani's versus me, and when they freeze, they actually double debuff you. So I buffed my frozen unit and didn't get any buffs, so I just stood there at 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, freeze is special. Did you see the bug I had with Dreadway?
I didn't know.
You didn't see my game of Dreadway? I was playing Dreadway and Nivea. I got 3 Dreadways and a Nivea on board, and only one of them was doubling my Nivea's attack. Like, she was only hitting for 4, right? And not only that, they killed 2 of my Dreadways, and the 3rd Dreadway wasn't buffing anything. My Nivea was hitting for 2s. I'm serious. I had a Dreadway sitting on board doing nothing at the end of it. Like, the game bugged out so hard that 3 Dreadways that was only getting 1 buff, 2 of them ended up dying. The 3rd Dread was just sitting there doing nothing, giving no buffs or anything, just staring at me. It was the worst game. I turned off lore and I said I'm not playing lore anymore until the expansion comes out.
Yeah.
Like 3 days ago. I lost it, dude. I lost it. You know how long it took me to get 3 Dreadways on board with the Nivea? Freaking game.
How long?
Like 3 games.
I actually tried that deck later myself, and the bug never happened to me.
Yeah, I suffered. I suffered, man.
All right, man. I'm gonna probably head to bed.
All right, have a good night, man.
It was nice catching up. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in some kind of early access client that might or might not exist.
All right, buddy. Have a good one, and rest up.
Yeah. Talk to you later, dude.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. I can show you a few more fan arts. Here's me with my editors.
I assume next Variety Sunday is art stream. Gotta draw the road to 0 LP now.
Here's me. Here's Tams. Here's Timo. Here's Poro. Here's the other editor. Like, we're all there. You know who I mean, chat. Swagger. Swagger's here. Yeah. Come on, chat.